Very dark in it, dude.
Just lights. What was that noise then? Ruby, come here.
Yeah, the stars up top.
The top.
Yeah, pretty sure. Stars up top. Think the light in the sky. A mine.
That's for making steel works.
Settle down, everyone, and whatever you do now, don't leave the walkway. In just over a minute, the big melt will begin. So please move along so that everyone can enjoy an uninterrupted view of the pit below. Incidentally, that hole represents 33,000 votes.
I'm gonna film it all and put it on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Make sure that you film that part, Dad.
Yeah.
Make sure you film that part right there, because that part is cool as fuck.
Right. There we go. Shut down.
Welcome to Steelos, everyone. For those who've clocked on here every day, that's the nickname for steel, leech, and totem. And right where you're standing now was the Templeborough melting shop, the heart of this vast steelworks. At a third of a mile long, it was once the world's largest electric melting shop, producing almost a quarter of Britain's electrically melted steel. Over 1.25 million tons of cast ingots a year. Engineering steels, the flesh and bone of car engines, gearboxes, transmission systems, and load-carrying bearings. The railways of the world ran on wheels made from steel melted right here at Templeborough. But that was yesterday. Today, you're looking at a dragon's graveyard. Down there is all that's left of one of man's mightiest crucibles of creation, an electric arc furnace. Only that particular beast, E-furnace and Templeborough, pioneered many techniques which set the standard for manufacturing engineering steels worldwide. Since 1993, it's lain idle. The melters who worked it used to say that once roused, life in that pit was like standing on the rim of a volcano. Its roar made your eardrums ring. Its breath quenched your energy. And its fury could snuff you out in the blink of an eye. Sadly, we can't turn it back on again. But perhaps, with your help, we can conjure up an impression of its awesome might. Imagine what it must have been like back in December 1977, when for 1 week, this furnace held the world record and turned out more steel than any other electric furnace anywhere else in the world. What you're about to witness is a representation of how scrap steel was recycled by an electric arc furnace. A process that once took 90 minutes. But first, let's make sense of where you are, why it's significant in the history of steelmaking, and what you're about to witness. First, this melting shop is as big as a cathedral, so you navigate your way around by landmarks. Way down to your right, past 4 more furnaces like this one, is the Sheffield end. Over to your left, past F furnace, is the Rotherham end, where the molten steel is refined, cooled, and cast into giant pieces known as billets, before being shipped off for finishing, and then on to manufacturers worldwide. Here, in the middle, where you are, is where the melting takes place. That tin, incidentally, is scrap being loaded, ready to charge the furnace. It's stored in huge beds behind where you're standing. Up until the 1960s, steelmaking was a back-breaking process. Armies of men toiled day and night, stuck in row on row of greedy, smoke-belching, coal-fired open-hearth furnaces. At the flick of a switch, this electric arc furnace changed all that. Our appetite for cars drove up demand for cheaper steel. Cheaper steel meant faster production, forcing steelos to harness the power of a lightning bolt. What 14 coal furnaces struggled to produce in 12 hours, he and its 5 sisters at Tilbury did with volcanic ease in less than 90 minutes. And now, for our demonstration. First, you need power. The transformer house delivers it. Each melt gobbles up 750 million units of electricity, equivalent to the consumption of a town the size of, say, Rochdale. Here's the control room.
Shine lights
From
up
here,
there.
the first hand melter would direct proceedings right up to the moment of pouring or tapping the molten steel. To the right is the furnace itself. It can tilt backwards and forwards at the touch of a button. Further right, that funnel contraption, that's a heat exchanger. It recycles waste heat from the furnace to pre-warm the scrap basket. And finally, the scrap basket, where the process begins. The scrap basket's now being hoisted over to the furnace by the basket crane operator. Making quality steel means using a balance of graded scrap. Everything from heavy stuff as big as girders to industrial waste like metal shavings and nuts and bolts. It's mixed up with limestone, which soaks up impurities, and pig iron to give it zest by aiding combustion. In order to achieve maximum melt, the team will need to charge the furnace twice. That din is the furnace lid being swung out of the way, ready to receive the first charge. What's critical is aiming 80 tons of scrap directly into the furnace. Now, with the lid back in position, it's time to power up. electrodes, 5 meters tall. They're suspended over the scrap inside. Now here's what happens next. When a lightning-sized bolt of electricity arcs from one electrode to another, generating scorching heat at 3,000 degrees Celsius, cold steel melts. But it's not over yet. Here comes the second charge, and the team in the pit has to endure this sweltering inferno all day long. Incidentally, anyone notice blue light amongst all the fireworks? That's an oxygen lance. It speeds combustion. Samples are taken from that door at the front of the furnace, by hand, mind you, with the aid of a large scoop on a very long rod. 1600 degrees in there, that's why. Provided the steel composition is right, you're ready to pour up the slag and tap the molten steel. By tilting the furnace, the first hand melter gently pours away the molten impurities and congeals into a thick skin of slag that's collected on top of the molten steel. Confident that the bulk of the furnace now contains pure molten steel, it's the job of another member of the team to inch the mighty furnace in reverse. This time, 110 tons of steel pours out like a blazing lava flow into the giant casting pot on the other side of the furnace. And that's how history is made. On December the 10th, 1977, melting shop manager Roger Garbett opened a Christmas card. It was addressed to his melters and e-furnace to celebrate their record-breaking skills. An average of 74 tons an hour, every hour for a week. A world record. And the well-wisher? None other than Jim Callaghan, a very grateful Prime Minister. We should be grateful too. Don't forget that steel is the backbone of the world we inhabit today. And with it, we can bridge rivers, shrink distance, and tower into the heavens. That's how versatile a material it is. But always remember this. Much of that steel was once made right here. Right where you're standing, at Steelos.